from the Muslim nation, from every one of you, there is 999 of Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
We have killed the inhabitants of the world. Let us now kill the inhabitants of the skies, meaning the angels. And they will take their arrows and they will start shooting into the air. And Allah Azza wa Jal will cause their arrows to return with blood on them.
And they say, we have now killed the people of the sky. Malakna al-ard. We are now the kings of earth. So, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Strange wordings. They're actually two words. Ya'juj is one and Ma'juj is another. And when you say it in Arabic, for an Arab who listens to that word, Ya'juj and Ma'juj, it's a very harsh and coarse word. It comes from the root word of ujaj, to be dry and to be harsh. And it also comes from the meaning al-ajj, meaning when the enemy comes really fast, close to you really fast, attacks you really quickly. So these Ya'juj and Ma'juj, they are dry and harsh in nature, and when they come out, they're going to come out so quickly and so fast you will not be able to stand in front of them. You have to run away from them. That's what the scholars tell us about these meanings. And Ya'juj is a tribe, and Ma'juj is another tribe, but they are related. And they are actual human beings. Ya'juj and Ma'juj are human beings. They are tribes that actually exist on earth. They existed close to the time of Musa alayhi salam, in an era of a great king named Dhul Qarnayn. Anyone heard of Dhul Qarnayn? Dhul Qarnayn, the man of the two horns. He was called that name because he used to wear a hat that had two horns coming out of it. Dhul Qarnayn was an extremely powerful king, and he was a worshipper of Allah, a righteous, just Muslim king, among the best that ever existed on earth. And he had so much power, so much authority, that his kingdom reached almost the whole world. Why do I say almost? Because there were parts of the world where civilization hadn't reached yet, as today. But whatever existed in that time, wherever civilization reached, Dhul Qarnayn had power to there, right to the end part of civilization. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Dhul Qarnayn in Surah Al-Kahf. He reached a very far distance inland. He used to go around the whole world to see who is being oppressed, who is doing good to reward them, bringing justice between people. He used to physically go out with his army like that, looking everywhere as far as he can. That's what he spent his life in, traveling the world and applying justice and worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala everywhere he went. So Allah describes one of his journeys. He went one time to establish justice, and when he reached, Allah says in the Quran, حتى إذا بلغ مغرب الشمس وجدها تغرب في عين حمئة. When he reached the place of the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a murky pond or in a murky water.
He found that the sun was setting in, there's two recitations here. Ayn hami'a means cloudy water, and then there's another qira'ah, ayn hamiya, boiling hot water. And both of these are valid. So it was a strange type of lake. It was not a regular lake. It was a lake that was muddy and very hot. And some have said this might be lava or something of this nature. Allah knows best. It was something different rather than regular water. It's something different. Ayn hami'a. وَوَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا قَوْمًا. And he found over there a group of people.
There was no more land beyond where he reached, meaning Dhul Qarnayn reached the farthest land where nobody could reach even further. There was no more civilization after there. That's what that verse is talking about.
He found a passageway between two mountains. The Sad are two mountains. And he found there a group of people, they could not speak to him. لا يكادون يفقهون قولا. What this means is they were cut off from all civilization.
He found there people that could hardly understand normal speech. They were very primitive in speech.
So Allah is indicating that Dhul Qarnayn went to a far away land, cut off from human civilization, cut off from contact with other groups of human beings. They couldn't even communicate. And this is the height of being cut off from other civilizations. So they communicated through other than speech. Which is, everybody can do this. You can always communicate basic stuff, images and whatnot. So they said to Dhul Qarnayn that Ya'juj and Ma'juj are causing a lot of evil on this earth. So this means that this tribe and Ya'juj and Ma'juj were interacting with one another. So Ya'juj and Ma'juj are causing evil. They are plundering, they are killing us, they're raping, they're causing our damage, they're causing much evil in the land.
Can you please help us? Ya'juj and Ma'juj mufsiduna fil ard. They are corruptors on earth. Now I want you to analyze with me over here. These people who are complaining to Dhul Qarnayn, they were very primitive in lifestyle and in language. So he reached the border of the world where civilization was so behind. And they were trying to explain to him about this other civilization that are even worse than them, that are even more primitive, worse and corruptive than these people that he just met.
If we pay you, you are such a mighty king, you have this vast army, you clearly are from a superior civilization, you seem to be a good man because you're so nice to us. Take this money and protect us from Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Can you build a wall between us and them? They come through this valley, build a wall.
A barrier between us and them so that they can't come to us and they can be cut off from the world. Then Dhul Qarnayn replies,
قَالَ مَا مَكَّنِّي فِيهِ رَبِّي خَيْرٌ. Whatever Allah has given me is better than your money. I don't need your money. I don't need your money. I will do it fi sabilillahi ta'ala. I will do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what I need from you, فَأَعِنُونِي بِقُوَّةٍ. You help me with your manpower. I need a lot of help for what I'm about to do. My army won't suffice me. You help me with your physical strength. So Dhul Qarnayn says, آتوني زبر الحديد. Bring me pieces of iron or sheets of iron. Zubar is the nuggets, if you like, nuggets of iron. Bring me iron. حتى إذا ساوى بين الصدفين. When he had laid it between the two mountains. So he's building a type of barrier with iron, which is right now cold. قَالَ انْفُخُوا. He said, blow. And the blowing here is with the bellows, with the fire. So once he's put the iron there, a massive fire is being built. A fire that is so hot that all of this iron will become molten ore and stick together. So this is the help that he needs from these people. Allah knows how they built such a large fire. Allah knows what they did. But Dhul Qarnayn had the technology to do that. And it was so massive that it is between two mountains. So apparently the people of Ya'juj and Ma'juj were trapped inside an area where they had no escape out of. And Allah says in the Quran, فَمَا اسْطَاعُوا أَنْ يَظْهَرُوهُ وَمَا اسْتَطَاعُوا لَهُ نَقُبًا. They could neither climb over it, nor could they dig underneath it. This is really what it translates into.
So the whole idea here, Allah is telling us that He built a wall or a barrier or a dam, something that was so strong, so impermeable, that nothing can reach and nothing can come, nothing can break it down anymore. No climate, no people, no weaponry, nothing. No one was able to break through it, and no one was able to overpower it. It was such a strong wall, impermeable to anything. And when Dhul Qarnayn looked at the people, they looked at this wall and they said, wow, this is a very strong wall. And Dhul Qarnayn wanted to teach them a lesson finally. He said, قَالَ هَذَا رَحْمَةٌ مِّن رَبِّي. He said, this is from the mercy of my Lord.
This is a mercy from my Lord. And according to one interpreter, he actually fell into sajda, thanking Allah that he was able to do this. So this shows us Dhul Qarnayn realized how evil Ya'juj and Ma'juj are, and he thanked Allah for blocking them up. And then he said, فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ رَبِّي جَعَلَهُ دَكَّاءَ. When the promise of Allah will come, and the scholars have interpreted this to mean the day of judgment and the signs of the day of judgment, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause this massive barrier that is impossible for humans to penetrate. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause this barrier to crumble and fall flat. It will become level to the ground. وَكَانَ وَعْدُ رَبِّي حَقًّا. And the promise of Allah is true. This is going to happen.
What is he saying here? He's saying that Ya'juj and Ma'juj will be blocked off from the world until a certain time that is going to come. It is only Allah who will allow for this wall to be destroyed, and when it is destroyed, this Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come out. And Allahu Alam if anybody has ever reached that place. But if you want to know where it is, from the tafasir that I have read, and Allah knows best of course, they indicate that their position is somewhere near the upper part of the world, towards the North Pole, higher up towards the North Pole area. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best exactly where they are.
And Allah says, and we have left them, meaning Ya'juj and Ma'juj. بَعْضَهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَمُوجُ فِي بَعْضٍ. It's as if Allah is saying there's a huge quantity of them, and they are swarming over one another, like waves on top of one another. Ya'juj and Ma'juj are swarming over one another. So, Ya'juj and Ma'juj are mentioned only twice in the Quran. This is the first time they are mentioned. And in this time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the origin. Where do Ya'juj and Ma'juj, or what was their story? Dhul Qarnayn blocked them up. Dhul Qarnayn trapped them. And Allah says, we have left them in this trap. And they are so many in quantity, it's as if they're like wasps, like bees, like bugs, like swarming over one another. But they are isolated from mankind. Hatta, until, this will be Allah's law. Until when? إِذَا فُتِحَتْ يَأْجُوجُ وَمَأْجُوجُ. When we let go of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, we will open up the doors for Ya'juj and Ma'juj. وَهُمْ مِنْ كُلِّ حَدَبٍ يَنْسِلُونَ. And they will be descending from every mountaintop. So literally they're like wasps, like bees, like ants everywhere. And these are the only two references in the Quran to Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the Sahihain, in Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam woke up one afternoon, very concerned, shocked. And he said, La ilaha illallah, out of shock. Waylun lil Arab min sharrin qad iqtarab. Woe to the Arabs.
وَيْلٌ لِلْعَرَبِ مِنْ شَرٍّ قَدْ اقْتَرَبَ. Woe to the Arabs from an evil that is very close. They said, what is the matter, Ya Rasulullah? So he said, قَدْ فُتِحَتْ مِنْ رَدْمِ يَأْجُوجَ وَمَأْجُوجَ. From the dam of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, there has opened up a small hole the size of this.
Today, the wall of Ya'juj and Ma'juj has been opened as much as this. And he made a ring with his fingers. He said, this much has been passed through the wall of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Then Zainab radiallahu anha said, Ya Rasulullah, afanahliku wa fina salihun. He said, will we be destroyed and among us there are still righteous people? Yani, when he said Ya'juj and Ma'juj, it's basically saying that the end of the world has come very near. Allah is going to destroy the world. So Zainab radiallahu anha says, Ya Rasulullah, are we going to be destroyed so soon and still among us there are righteous people? There's you, there's the Sahabas, there's all these righteous people whom Allah praised in the Quran. قَالَ نَعَمْ. He said, actually yes, you can be destroyed while righteous people are among you. He said, yes, the righteous people will be destroyed among the non-righteous people if, on one condition, when indecency and immorality spreads too much. Too much of it, Allah will destroy the people, including the righteous people among them. There are two definitions to this, or interpretations. Number one, either because the righteous people are not doing their job, or the corruption has exceeded so much that the righteous people cannot do anymore, so it's time to take them away. The test of the world is pointless. First of all, Ya'juj and Ma'juj are unable to get out of there. Number one, there are many reasons why. Number one, as we said before, they are very primitive people. Their understanding of technology is not like ours. They don't know what's going on in the world right now. They don't have computers, they don't have airplanes, they don't have these weaponry we have. They have nothing. And they are between mountains. These mountains are covered with such bad climate that if they try to go up these mountains, they'll die. So they can't go around or on top of this wall. Some people said this wall is the Great Wall of China. No, it's not the Great Wall of China. For the Great Wall of China is broken. You can easily pass through it, and on top of it's a tourist site. And some people, they describe them as being short. They're like midgets walking around, and they've got these strange eyes. And this is all rubbish. There's nothing in the hadith that states that they are like that, like aliens or something. They are real human beings from the upper part of the world. They have a certain look, maybe more of an Asian look because it's that region, or more of that type of a look. Allahu Alam. But the point is, they are people, they are humans like you and us, but they are just very, very corruptive. They are more corruptive than the corruptive people of today. immoral, no principles, nothing. And when they come out, they just destroy. They destroy, rob, rape, kill, murder, all of these things. The Prophet ﷺ tells us, إذا أوحى الله إلى عيسى أني قد أخرجت عبادا لي لا يدان لأحد بقتالهم فحرز عبادي إلى الطور. These Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come out in a time where Isa alayhi salam has already descended. Isa alayhi salam will be among us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send Jibreel alayhi salam to Isa to tell him alayhi salam that a certain type of creations of mine have now been released. Allah is talking about Ya'juj and Ma'juj. So take my servants, meaning take the Muslims, O Isa alayhi salam, take them to the mountains, At-Tur. Tur means here mountain. And hide. You will not be able to beat them. There are too many. There are so many, my dear brothers and sisters, Ya'juj and Ma'juj, that the Prophet ﷺ once, I want you to listen to this, he sat down with his companions and said, for every one person that enters paradise, 999 will enter hellfire. That's frightening. It means, like, do we have any chance for every one person 999 enters hellfire? So the Sahabas were concerned and they asked him, Ya Rasulullah, idhan, therefore none of us will enter paradise, baby. Who's going to enter it? He said, don't worry. From your nation, meaning from my nation, just from the Muslims that ever exist, from the time of Muhammad ﷺ till the end of time, just from the Muslim nation, not from the world, from the Muslim nation, from every one of you, there is 999 of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They are 999 folds more than the nation of Muhammad ﷺ that exists. So if we are, now let's say 1 billion or just over 1 billion, how many would that make Ya'juj and Ma'juj currently in population? If they are human like us, have prophets come to them? Of course. We don't know which prophet, but we do know they are close to the time of Musa alayhi salam. He is a messenger. But Allah tells us there isn't a single nation except that a prophet has come to them. So they did get a prophet, but they rebelled. So they are a large amount. And he says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَيَمُرُّ أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَى بُحَيْرَةِ طَبَرِيَّةِ. They will pass by the ocean or the sea of Tabariya. It is close to Asham, to Syria, Buhayrat Tabariya, and where Jordan is in Syria, in that area. They will come past Buhayrat Tabariya. It's bigger than a lake, smaller than a sea, huge area, probably a few kilometers in diameter and circumference. فَيَشْرَبُونَ مَا فِيهَا. They will drink every bit of water that's in it. وَيَمُرُّ آخِرُهُمْ. Now they're coming like group after group, because there's a large amount of them. So the first amount of them will drink it all. And then either in the same day or a few days later, the other group is still coming, and they'll come to the same Buhayra, this little sea, and they won't find any water in it. They drank it all. لَقَدْ كَانَ بِهَذِهِ مَرَّةً مَاء. They will say, we think that there was once upon a time water here. Okay, this indicates that they are phenomenally large population. So Ya'juj and Ma'juj, there's another hadith that says when they come out, they will fight the people of anyone in front of them, they'll kill them. So there will be non-Muslims that they'll be hiding, but anyone in front of them, they'll kill them.
And Ya'juj and Ma'juj will conquer the world. They will cause fitna and fasad, and they will kill everyone until finally they will say, we have killed the inhabitants of the world. They don't know that Isa is hiding with his followers. We have killed the inhabitants of the world. Let us now kill the inhabitants of the skies, meaning the angels. And they will take their arrows and they will start shooting into the air. And Allah Azza wa Jal will cause their arrows to return with blood on them, to give them the assumption that they have genuinely killed everyone.
They think they killed all the people of earth. They turn their arrows to the sky and they return with blood on them. And they say, we have now killed the people of the sky. Malakna al-ard. We are now the kings of earth. وَيُحْصَرُ نَبِيُّ اللَّهِ عِيسَى وَأَصْحَابَهُ حَتَّى يَكُونُ رَأْسَ الثَّوْرِ لِأَحَدِهِمْ خَيْرًا مِنْ 100 دِينَارٍ لِأَحَدِكُمُ الْيَوْمِ. He said, Isa alayhi salam, the Prophet of Allah, and his companions if we are there and we follow him, we ask Allah to make us among them, if we are there, we'll be his companions. Isa and his companions will be imprisoned. Imprisoned meaning they'll be restricted to the mountains. And we will have no way to get to food. A buffalo would be more valuable than 100 dinars of your time. Prophet ﷺ speaking to his companions, 100 dinars in those days was like saying something like $100,000 of our time. It's like that, something like that. So what it means is that they will be in so much need of food. فَيَرْغَبُ إِلَى اللَّهِ عِيسَى وَأَصْحَابَهُ. Then Isa and his companions will start supplicating to Allah, they'll make dua to Allah because they'll be in such a hard time. فَيَرْسِلُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمُ النَّغَفِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will respond to the dua of Isa and his companions, and he will send a disease, a worm. Naghaf is a worm, type of worm or a type of parasite that will come out of the necks of the Ya'juj and Ma'juj as a disease. It'll be in their necks. That's where the disease will be situated. في رقابهم فيصبحون فرسا. And then they will all look like as if they have been killed all at once. Like you're in a battle and they'd be killed all at once. They'll all die wherever they are on earth. كموت نفس واحدة, as if one body has died. They all die at once. ثم يهبط بنبي الله عيسى وأصحابه إلى الأرض. Then Isa alayhi salam and his companions will be told to come down. How will they be told? Isa alayhi salam will send a man. He will say, who of you will volunteer to go down and check if Ya'juj and Ma'juj are dead or still alive? But if you go down, it means you're sacrificing yourself. If they're alive, they're going to kill you. So one man will go down and find that they're all dead, and he will tell Isa alayhi salam, and then Isa alayhi salam, this will be a cause for him and his companions to descend from the mountains and come back on earth to eat and drink and live. He says, فَلَا يَجِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَوْضِعَ شِبْرٍ إِلَّا مَلَأَهُ زَهْمُهُمْ وَنَتَنُهُمْ. They won't find a palm's length, a palm span of place on earth, except that you will find either their carcasses, their dead bodies there, and their stench. They'll smell very badly. Then Isa alayhi salam and his companions will ask Allah again to remove these people from there. So then Allah sends طَيْرًا كَأَعْنَاقِ الْبُخْتِ. He will send birds that have necks like the necks of vultures. فَتَحْمِلُهُمْ. It will carry their bodies. And this indicates to us that either their bodies are small in build, or that they would have decayed, decomposed to the point where they become light. فَتَطْرَحُهُمْ حَيْثُ شَاءَ اللَّهُ. And they throw their bodies places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills for them. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends rain, and He fertilizes the land, and their stench is gone. This is Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They are one of the major signs that the end of the world has come very, very near.